June 19th, 2026. This is the Red Light District Show. Today we have a really exciting guest. We met this. What is this place? Where's the place called that we went?
It was the Meet the Candidates event for Los Angeles.
All right, so we did that. We did the Meet the Candidates event in Los Angeles with Amanda, and we were able to meet a bunch of people. And in that period, you're expecting a lot of people to bullshit, and you can see through a lot of it. Like the person that was right in front of you on your table and right next to you, the one that looked like Ro Khanna, guy's full of shit. I can just tell. You can tell if someone's full of shit. That guy is. He is that. But there was some people that touched my heart. One person, he felt. Our guest today is a person I felt an instant connection with, and I'm not sure if this is a military thing, but when you're in the military and you touch somebody in the military that's doing the same thing you're doing, almost exactly, you're like, I want this motherfucker to succeed because that means I can succeed. You know what I mean? And this, not only is this guy a comedian, but he has funny jokes, unlike mine. They aren't just dick and fart jokes like mine. And he is actually going to I know in his heart he wants change, and I see it in his actions, and I'm rooting for him. This is Steve Hill. Welcome to Red Light.
Thank you for having me. Thank you for having an interest in someone who are attempting to make a change in the country, because it's desperately needed right now.
Definitely. One of the things that stood out to me, and I just want to get this going right now, is you're a comedian.
Yes, I tell jokes. I do humor as a conduit to better understanding, because there's things that people need to know, and if you can make people laugh, even if you're saying something that may be diametrically opposed to their agenda or their platform or their ideology, you can make them laugh. It's kind of hard for them to want to kill you at the same time. So I use comedy, political humor.
Did you do any humor besides political prior?
I've been doing comedy for 17 years.
Yeah. So was it always political?
It's always been political.
Okay. So George Carlin was your dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And okay. I started out with a series of Obama jokes that I still do to this day. He kind of motivated me into comedy, because I was always like shy type, poor kid, not putting myself out there. So to do comedy is something I would never imagine. But when I saw Barack, a brother, black man, born approximately 2 weeks before me, I thought to myself, damn, you got any kind of gift, like you can make people laugh, then do it. This guy's getting ready to be president. At least you could do is tell some jokes. So
he inspired you.
Yeah, he inspiring. Yeah, he inspired the whole nation. That's probably why he got elected twice.
Definitely. When you were telling Obama jokes, were you critical of his administration, or was it just like brother jokes?
It was just like characterization, but he had big ears and black lips, and it was another thing. Nobody wanted you telling jokes about Obama.
Okay.
Man, people would they get fired. They joke.
Did you get a lot of?
Got flack, especially from black people. Black. Why? But
you're
Latino
so
brothers
and
sisters,
still inspired by him.
Yeah, it was just these I would classify as dumb jokes about a politician. Dumb jokes about his lips, his big ass ears, and
yeah,
stupid jokes, but it was funny. The group of people who loved it the most were Latinos. For some reason, me telling jokes about the first black president, being a black comedian, I guess the Latinos could objectively stay outside the personal stuff. So, yeah, that's all. But, yeah, I've got material that touches on his effectiveness as an African-American perspective, about what he may have not done for us.
How do you feel about his presidency?
I think he gave a lot of people all around the world hope at a time where we needed hope. That's why people go to church on Sunday. The preacher gives them hope to to make it through, and everybody's getting all this great inspiration and hope for free from a black man who was Harvard educated. Ideal. If there was a central casting for a black president, it was Obama. But the Affordable Care Act, Obamacare as they call it, that was for countries, not specifically for black people.
Particularly affordable.
Yeah, not specifically affordable, but he had to call it something.
As a person, as a black man,
yeah.
And if you had his ear, what would you have wanted to see for America at that time, and specifically for the people that are African American or black?
At
I don't
that
know.
time,
I
I had his big ass ears. I would
those tortillas.
all I need is one of them. I would tell him.
I got big ears too. I'm not
tell
gonna laugh.
Do something about the criminal justice system. Do something about these goddamn courtrooms. We're getting screwed in them every day. Is this going out to churches? Can I speak freely?
Yeah, dude.
Okay.
Open.
Do something about the fucking broken criminal justice system, our court system, our over-incarceration problem that is evident, which Joe Biden and Bill Clinton, I blame for that, not Obama. But that 94 Omnibus bill that was written and signed into law by
many
Clinton
people went away for that.
screwed more brothers than one of those Kardashians. Yeah, it was horrible.
Definitely.
Had a totally negative impact.
And the only thing it did
Every
is
community.
It just made the corporations richer. And if you even dig deeper into that situation, you'll see, if you dig into each specific jail, you're going to see overcrowded, lack of nutrition, lack of education, lack of resources, period.
Lack of reform.
There's no reform.
There's no rehabilitation whatsoever. There's barely any money that goes towards. I should have rechecked the stats before coming here, because I guess I didn't know exactly what we would be talking about. But one of the biggest things that stuck out to me when I decided that I was going to run for governor was that we were spending like $160,000 per inmate in the jails here in California, and like less than 2,000 on each one for the rehabilitation. And what the fuck is that? That makes no sense whatsoever. And it's not just, and it's not correcting anything, and it's not rehabilitating anything. So what are we doing here? It makes no sense, and it's
I think that
ridiculous.
The criminal justice system has turned, and in some cases rightfully vindictive, instead of, and then just forgetting, okay, society can forget about these people now.
Throwaway people.
And then if you look at, and I know that we're not,
but that's a lot of tax dollars to just be like, punt off that direction. And
if we're going to spend that money,
like
in those Northern European countries like Denmark, their prison system, Sweden, their prison systems are actual rehabilitation centers. And they have their own departments. They don't dehumanize them. And when you put dudes in a 50 by 50 room at 7,000 people and every 2 people get a bed, it's fucking bullshit.
In Denmark and other countries like that too, though, the punishment fits the crime. So if somebody's doing something hard enough to be on death row, they're on death row. I don't know that there's death row in Denmark, but they're doing crimes that are that hardcore though either in Denmark. So if the punishment is fitting, they follow through with what they say they need to follow through with. And so I guess for me, for somebody who wants to be compassionate, I also do feel like you're raping and molesting and touching kids, and you're a murderer and all of this stuff, and you're doing all of this, and there's more than enough evidence. These serial killers, these serial rapists, I definitely believe in.
Those are throwaway people for sure. You touching kids, you're a throwaway person.
Yeah,
but it's not. I don't want them getting 3 square meals a day. I think we need to just, you're gone in 6 months, and that's it. You're not going to be living off our system. We're putting you down. That's where I think it is, and I know that's
wild.
It's true.
But we would need to have compassion first.
But that is
And
compassion.
I don't know if I told you this. I told you this, but I was a correctional officer for 10 years.
Oh, no shit. Okay.
I worked at 2 different maximum security prisons for the state of California, one being CCI, which is California Correctional Institution at Tehachapi, the other being CSBLAC, which is California State Prison, Los Angeles County, which is the only state prison within the bounds
At
of
Two
Los
Towers.
Angeles County. And yeah, I worked prison yard in the 90s when prison was real. This weight piles and extortion and rape and murder and shankings damn near every day.
Do you know about the 3000 gang
Is that a prison gang? Because
of cops
I know
on the 3000 floor?
I know that in the sheriff's department, when I was in the Department of Corrections, I used to go to the Police Olympics every year and play basketball. And when we did I think we were at Chino, I partied with guys that were in gangs in the Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department. Most of them were out of the East LA station, the Banditos and the Executioners. And now all this stuff and Alex Villanueva has been accused. He was out of East LA station. But yeah, 3000 gang, that sounds like a new one to me. Law enforcement. Is that LAPD?
Yes, it's in LA.
Yeah.
Hold on. My father-in-law, my father-in-law in maybe 95 or 96 picked up the third strike
Yeah.
for possession.
Yeah.
Not of a gun. Possession of.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's how they wrote the laws. That's
Yeah.
why we need to fix our criminal justice
Yeah,
system.
we do.
So,
With
and he
advancements.
was there, and the 3000 floor. Okay, he was telling me the story last night, and I
Wow.
didn't know that this is just by coincidence I have this
Yeah.
information. The 3000 floors individuals refers to 3000 boys, an unsanctioned gang-like clique of deputies inside the LA Sheriff's Department,
Yeah.
who operate on the 3000 floor of the men's central jail. Research and official findings surrounding this group highlighted a history of systemic violence, corruption, and internal investigations. The 3000 floor, the facility's most dangerous and violent inmates are housed in there. Instead
Yeah.
of rotating jailers, they historically kept a consistent cluster of deputies on the floor, allowing a tight-knit and insulation culture to fester.
Yeah, that's the history of Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department. Up in Palmdale and Lancaster, we have the rattlesnakes and the cowboys up there. Deputy gang. That's all they are. Working
Mhm.
within a law enforcement structure, subculture of criminal activities, I would say.
You're
Yeah.
running for city council.
I was 37th Congressional District.
Okay.
I didn't make it out to the top two. And, coming down here to run in Los Angeles, I find, because I ran in Palmdale for Congress.
Is that
Yeah, until a year
that's
ago.
why you're familiar. Remember I was like,
He looks familiar to me too, but I thought he was Kareem Abdul-Jabbar first.
You know,
Stop.
you know how us black guys are, especially if we over 6 foot tall.
And
you
wearing
know.
a Kanga hat,
Yeah.
game over.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, so you're running.
I ran.
You ran.
Yeah.
How did that go?
Yeah. It was,
How was your experience?
it was,
It's a brave thing to do,
it was,
especially with a comedian.
it was heartbreaking seeing that the entire political structure, the mechanics of it, how the incumbents have such a large advantage over anyone else because, one, they're probably taking money from APAC and special interest groups.
Let me go. There
But
you go,
two,
man.
they get to
We're
campaign
on the same page.
year round in their district. They campaign. And unfortunately, people are too intellectually lazy to do research on candidates. And if they see a name that sounds familiar, looks familiar, oh, that's the easiest path of least resistance. I don't have to learn nothing. I already know this person because I've seen them on TV and in little groups all over for the last 2 years. So it's the system is screwed. It's broken. I think we should have publicly funded elections where everyone does their tax return. They can click a box that says $5 for political contribution. So it can stay independent and people, good quality people that are sound morally and ethically will get in. It'll entice more people because it's not full of bullshit as special interest groups and money from APEC and corporations and the local real estate board.
Are you aware of the situation that's happening with Mayor Bass and her running mate Nithya Ramnan about the DSA?
No.
Okay, so both of them signed a contract with DSA.
Okay.
DSA is Democratic Socialists of
Yes.
America. Yeah.
Yeah.
And they're going to help fund them, so they don't need to worry about funding. But if they become mayor, it's a co-mayorship with them and the organization.
That's what I'm saying.
This is not
This
is not bullshit.
And
this
this is
shit.
why
This
we
came
need
out,
to
like,
get
the
money
day
out of
before
politics.
That event, or
Yep.
2 days before that
Yeah.
event,
That
and we were
Tuesday
like,
before it, yeah.
we had walked into that event just absolutely pissed off because it's like,
How can you compete with that? How can
Right.
we really have change? And then our society is so polarized at this moment.
At this point in
because of-
history, yeah.
I understand, like, it's the religion people versus the non-religion people in a sense.
Yeah. That's
And-
why we have a secular government, by the way.
Yeah,
that's why there's a
And not a
separation of church and state.
theocracy.
yep. And people they're like, I don't want to, or I don't want to be associated with Trump, or I don't want to be associated with Republicans, so I'm
Right.
just going to automatically vote for Karen Bass. And that's what
Yeah.
we're about to win.
Yeah.
And not listen. If I had my way, it would be Juanita Lopez as mayor. That's the one person I can tell that loves the city.
Yeah. Well,
Or you.
one was on the city council, one was mayor. Both in the same corrupt system to me.
Yeah.
I think we need just somebody totally new, fresh, new way of thinking. It's not used to the political structure. They don't play that game. That's the kind of people we need in office. And unfortunately, we have choice between two people that are already part of the political machine. So we're not going to get nothing new.
And I'm imagining that it's going to be Becerra as governor, too.
Yeah, that's what it's.
Because there's no
That's
way
not a
that
left
anyone
field.
else
What
could
it's looking
win.
like.
No.
The Republican is not going to win.
He can never win.
Not in California. Not now. Not with Trump in office.
I don't,
mean,
not especially not with Trump.
yeah, we get what we get, and hopefully the power of the people will put pressure on them.
Are we at a point of no return?
Tipping point.
Not really with each other, but with our elected officials.
Political system. I would like to hope not. That's part of being America. We always aspire and hope for better. Why people come here. But you got to keep hope. You got to have some kind of aspiration. The better part of these people will come to the top once they get in office, and not just fall victim to the same old bullshit games of corporations, people with money, the rich, the influence, the power.
I'm going to say something controversial.
Okay.
One person I feel that I can trust in the political world is Tulsi Gabbard. I think I know that, I see the look. The reason why I feel that way is not because she was a Democrat. She crossed the aisle to work with the administration. Every interview I've seen, she's held herself up to a standard. And she's actually spoken out against the administration and against what's happening in politics. And you don't see a lot of people doing it besides Massey.
She's taking care of her husband now, right? 'Cause
Correct.
he has cancer, diagnosed with cancer.
Yeah, today was her last day.
Yeah.
I think that there's a group of people that want the good, and those people never see the light of day. Because Trump bamboozled a whole group of people into saying that we're going to get these Epstein records out.
Yeah.
He lets go 3 million pages, but we have zero prosecution or
Gaslit-
investigation.
I also don't like how he gaslit everybody where he's, we're still on that. Why are we talking about that? And that was like the moment, the little bit of support that I did have there. You know what? Whatever. Let's get this
Yeah,
done.
we're not the same.
As soon
Yeah.
as he was like, why are you still talking? The way he gaslit that woman.
Yeah.
I was like, whoa, what the fuck? Excuse me? No baking powder? It was like, it was like, what the hell are you talking about? I was like immediately this visceral response of,
That's disgusting.
what
Because
the
what
fuck
that
is your
means
problem?
is you are covering up for not only pedophilia but cannibalism. Because there is, listen, I went to the website on .gov. I saw them talk about eating fucking kids.
Yeah,
You can't make this shit up.
definitely there. But here's one of the dumb smart things about Trump. Sometimes he's too honest. When he's getting ready to step in some shit, he lets everybody know. Are we still talking about that? That's a key point because you know that it's irritating him, and it's something. There's some there. When he don't want you to talk about, come on, trying
Like,
to
it
shut
just happened
people
5
up.
seconds ago that you changed your mind. You know what I mean? What do you mean, are we still talking about? Yeah, everyone's not. Like, is
Because
it
if
for
this
real?
was me, right? If this was me and I'm like, hey, guys, are we still talking about eating kids and fucking kids? Guys, please stop. I'm like, oh, motherfucker is covering for something.
Yeah.
Because at first you're like, we're doing it.
You,
And then all of a sudden, we can't do it. It tells me you're covering for something.
you imagine how many rich and influential people they're covering for with all this shit? You imagine Bill
Yes.
Gates.
Yep.
Bill Gates, regrettably, he said, was there.
And
Clinton.
he just
all of
lied.
these rich-
Didn't he just lie this week,
Yes.
Bill Gates?
Yeah.
I barely knew him. He was sending emails.
And-
Hey,
but,
I got an STD, dude.
Yeah.
I need to slip my wife something so she can get rid of it.
Yeah, a lot of them go back and forth on that. Yeah, I know him. I knew him. I used to know him. I've seen him before.
I sucked his dick last Thursday. Come on. I can't stand any of it. It just absolutely pisses me off. And
And just think, I was a correction officer for dudes who was selling weed. You guys do know
Thanks
what
to
happened
Kamala.
to pedophiles in prison, right?
Oh yeah. I
when,
hope
when you
I
have
hope.
an R on your jacket. Yeah, I know there was
There's a
some
dude-
things I could have been more aggressive about doing in custody of inmates. You accidentally
Look the other
pop
way.
the wrong cell when
Oh,
a
shit.
certain section has, and
I don't think something
in prison. So why are they fucking safe with the president of the United States? What the fuck are we witnessing?
And
all the victims.
Are they-
Nobody's talking about the victims.
Is it? Do you think that? Or I'm just let's spitball. Do you think that there's so much money tied up in that it'll destroy the economy? I'm trying to give him the benefit of the doubt, dude.
Hey, I think certain thing happened to certain powerful people head of some of these corporations. Yeah, you could be looking at a major recession. You could collapse the damn economy.
Do you think we could?
It's important people. He's protecting somebody. This motherfucker ain't protecting janitors or nobody like that.
Or the dude getting caught with fucking a nickel bag.
Yeah, yeah. This is protection racket, and they know a lot of friends. Trump fucking admitted it. This is how stupid he is. He said he released that. A lot of my friends are gonna be hurt.
Oh, he told that to Marjorie Taylor Greene.
Yeah,
and I believe her. I 100% believe her.
She's talking the truth now. She's
Yeah.
out the door. I follow her on Instagram.
And she's just
telling the
blazing, huh?
truth
drove
now.
me nuts. And I
Because she's
feel like
talked about so much crazy shit.
Well,
The
I
world's
think it was just
flat.
the way she said it, I was just like, I can't watch this female talk. I'm not saying she was lying, but it was just the way she talked. The way it was just so much. I was just like, ugh, like I can't even. And
It's like the Chappelle show joke. You don't want a Fox News mom. You don't want an MSNBC dad. Oh yeah, that's what she was. She was a Fox News mom.
yeah,
she's something now. She's something different now. I think she's getting ready to launch some type of platform.
woman
channel.
scorned, man. I swear, like you finally you started
What to
telling.
protect, or just bullshit?
On her own thing, talking her mind, speaking her truth.
Oh,
I think it's going to be more like a oppositional anti-MAGA because she's totally against MAGA now. She's even called them a cult.
because this is how I view MAGA, and this is a guy who definitely supported this administration going into it. Everything sounded good. Doge sounded good. No wars sound good. Crypto sounds good. Everything that I'm for, it was they knew how to get me.
Yeah, and you got bullshitted.
The Epstein, my two things were Epstein and crypto. That's it.
Yeah.
And I didn't get Epstein, so fuck off. You know what I mean? And so I got bamboozled by him. I thought we were going to get these out. I thought we were going to get the files. I thought we were going to get people accountability. And we didn't.
Yeah. I think the biggest travesty is the no new wars.
Yeah.
And then he goes and attacks a sovereign nation for Israel. basically for fucking Israel.
I have a question for this. Do you think it was that is just what they is that just what they told us, and they're really doing they're going after bricks? Because if you I heard that Dr. Zhang, do you know him?
No.
He's a dope. You got to follow Dr. Zhang. He's from out of China.
Okay.
He's just real smart. He's a strategist.
Yeah.
And what he was saying is that they have this thing going, BRICS, Brazil, Russia, China, Iran, Saudi Arabia. And what they're trying to do is they're trying to make the petrodollar be gold, a gold standard.
They want to get away from the American-based currency system.
So what we did is we go and take over Venezuela, then we go over
the
there,
dollar.
and we make the deal with China. That deal was, you can have Taiwan as soon as all the chip factories are in America. Then they went to start a war with Iran. Russia, it got taken care of by the last administration by funneling money to Ukraine and depleting their resources. So all you have is Saudi Arabia, and Saudi Arabia wants to be so bad American westernized that they're just going along with the flow. Whatever, dude.
Yeah. That's how you get bases in other people's countries.
So that's what I'm saying. Do you think it's that, or do you think that really we are? Because the only other option is we are infiltrated in our government by Israel.
Yeah. This is the geopolitical world we live in. All of these different economies are connected. And right now, the strength of the dollar is like the worldwide currency. So I think anything like, especially like China, to do to circumvent the dollar being the world currency, yeah, because you'd be taking power away from the most powerful nation on earth, which is America.
And the power would end up going to places that are resource rich.
It would be dispersed
Africa,
amongst, the
Russia,
continents.
Yeah, South America. And the dollar will be worth shit. And we couldn't do shit. We would end up killing each other within 2 weeks. And that's how you destroy
Who knows?
us.
It would be apocalypse. This shit would be over with.
My neighbors don't stand a chance, and I could.
Yeah, I know where I would be. I know where I would go.
Are you going back to Palmdale?
No, I got 13 acres of ancestral land that my people were slaves on. I got 13 acres of it in Mississippi.
How did that work out?
I purchased my grandfather's house from my auntie, who was letting it deteriorate, being termite. And I purchased my mother's house while she was still living. I told her I'd pay her house out. She left it to me. So that's my people's land. We were actually, my grandfather was a sharecropper, and before that, we were actually slaves on the same land, in the same area, Blue Mountain, Mississippi, Ripley, Mississippi, which is the county seat for Tippah County. Tippah is an Indian word. So all of this land came from another group of people. Stolen land, stolen labor. So that's why that land is so important to me. And I'll have it put as a life estate. I'll never sell it. Anyone I leave it to can never sell it. It has to go handed down through generational.
You want to grow hemp on it? Got connections down there.
I'd like to grow weed on it. I know that. Shit.
I could do both for you.
Yeah, there we go. Now we talking income producing property.
Yeah. You could then build your dilapidated part of that house out of hemp.
Oh, no, I redid the house.
Oh,
I went down
nice.
myself, took it down to the studs, totally remodeled it.
Was it in the summer or the winter?
Yeah, in the summer.
Fuck that, dude. What is your problem? You like
You do it naked?
punishment?
No, but I like beer. And as hot and humid, you just work all day on the house and drywall and doing and you just drink beer all day. Eat dinner at night, wake up in the morning, do it again. And I had my relatives where a lot of my cousins would come by and help. They
Did
knew
you
what I
guys
was
have
doing.
air conditioner or no?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, I put air conditioner in.
Okay. Like,
yeah.
because I've been there.
Man,
Yeah.
I can't
It is not
like
fun.
right
It
next door to
is.
hell in the summertime.
Oh my gosh, I swell up like a good 30 pounds, and I'm just like constantly peeing. It's just crazy, and I have my Jufro going on, and I'm just such a bitch. Like I'm not happy.
Yeah,
at
that's
all.
how I am. I'm
can't
a
do it.
dick.
I'm like I can't handle
Yeah.
this stuff.
And you
Yeah.
know what I
The
noticed too?
food I could do.
I was in the South in January this past year, and in California, you get people that smell every so often, but every motherfucker down there smells like sweat.
Yeah.
And maybe a little bit of
Hey.
maybe a little bit of like cologne to
Mhm.
musk it, but it's just a normal thing. Like you're walking in light, everyone smells like sweat.
Yeah.
I
Because everybody's sweating.
yeah
Yeah, that's what. Yeah.
yeah. So
Yeah.
who would have known that people would smell like sweat when they sweat?
when they sweat?
I can't stand it. It's like you
Yeah.
can taste it. It's just in the air. It's thick.
I know.
Yeah.
Ugh.
But you know what? That's part of America that has a history, valuable. Different climates, different regions. You get different shit.
You have a button on,
Oh yeah,
and you're very vocal about it at our meet the
candidate.
candidates
Yeah.
dinner, and that's how you caught my eye.
Yeah,
No,
yeah.
just by you're being animated with it.
yeah. I'm
Explain
you
to me
said, very
your stance on that.
strongly opinionated on. For one, ICE. I got to L.A. from Palmdale. I'd probably say about 30 days before the ICE raid started. And when they started putting military on the streets of our city, to me, that was like the biggest no possible. They had Marines down there at the federal building. I would go down there and talk to them, all in this chaos of everybody protesting. And I would just go and stand by the Marines. They had these little young dudes, looked like they teenagers, lance corporals, PFCs. And I was just telling them, hey, y'all, just stay calm. Ain't nothing going to happen. I was trying to get people to don't throw water bottles. That was a big thing.
Do you
But
think that
but that's breaking the law when you put federal troops on our streets of the cities for policing.
you don't think that was warranted during
No, it wasn't warranted.
for what was happening at the time?
It wasn't. No, it wasn't warranted. What would have circumvented all that bullshit happening in the first place is by not trying to demonstrate to the rest of the country that LA is this shithole with tons of immigrants running around, raping, killing, pillaging, murdering. That's bullshit. You don't demonize a whole group of people, especially our immigrant population, when they're basically responsible for 17% of our economy. You don't demonize these people, especially if you know the history of this fucking country, where this shit used to be Mexico before the gringos showed up. Before the colonizers showed up, this was Mexican territory. Treaty of Guadalupe, War of 1812, all of those illegal treaties, and then they purchased some of the Pacific
Northwest.
Northwest. But yeah, it's like these people just come here, just like your ass did at one point, for a better way of life, maybe a higher standard of living, more opportunities, and they're working, and everybody knows they for years, especially up in Palmdale, they made $10 an hour, cash. They were being exploited.
Oh, for sure.
Fucking exploited. Exploitation on the highest level. And then you get the same people who were doing all the hiring to scream and yell about them being in the country. You know what would have ended our immigration issue? If they would have started putting the fuckers in jail that were doing the hiring. Because that would have been primarily and predominantly white men. Start putting those motherfuckers in jail, and I bet all the hiring would stop. And then the immigrants wouldn't come because they couldn't get jobs.
I think according to our rules, we're allowed to, correct?
allowed to
Hire
what?
them?
Hire.
No,
No,
it's illegal.
It's illegal. They
It's
have
illegal.
laws.
Yeah, I'll be fined like
Oh shit.
yeah, it's pretty
Yeah.
hardcore. So like when I had to do stuff like and I needed help or whatever, and I brought, I made for the most part had they had papers, but the ones that were covered, I workforce development and shot through the door, asked questions later, paid the daily, had an argument with my CPA later. But it is something that they will rake you over the coals.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of it's like the government needs to. My stance is there needs to be the right place to overlap because there's such a gap.
Yeah, I believe like in the 80s they tried to do amnesty, but that didn't Did that not
No,
work?
Ronald Reagan was the last president
Yeah,
that
that's
did
what-
an amnesty in 1986. He gave a full-blown amnesty because he knew, as governor of the state of California,
Oh, he did it as a governor?
he knew that was money. You were messing with people's money. And these people, he knew they were workers too. He gave an amnesty. Imagine that, Ronald Reagan.
And that's what he should have done from the fucking get-go.
Yeah.
I'm torn in many directions. I'm a military dude, so I like law and order, right?
Of course.
However, this is my community. I'm in LA every fucking weekend. And it's not just Mexicans, it is Indians. I eat all foods.
Somalians.
Yes.
It's yeah.
Korean town, everything. Pakistan.
Yeah.
It's dope. I love the different cultures. However, the previous administration let 10 million in. I don't know what that does. I also see a correlation between that and the increase of standard of living in California. I don't know if that's a correlation or not, but I see that.
It's
I
taken
also
almost
see
60% of the California budget.
what?
It's taken almost 60% of the California budget. Like that.
Uh-huh.
Like,
Oh,
the California budget, our taxpayers, like our tax dollars. So it's like the people that are handling the money aren't handling the fucking money. So it's
yeah,
like
I can see that.
it kind of brings us all the way back to the transparency for how money is being spent.
And that we will never know because that's the whole problem with the homelessness issue.
Oh, God.
Where
Yes.
is all this goddamn money going?
They're
And
exploiting
nobody wants to be held
homelessness and
accountable.
men
You
nobody's
can't
business.
chase it. You can't find it. You can't get rock solid numbers of where the money's going. And no politician can explain it.
And so I also have a question. Are other states coming and bringing their homeless here? and
Yes,
dropping
Yes,
them
that's
off?
what.
they've
Yeah,
been doing that for years.
yeah, that happened big time at the end of Obama's thing, like big time, big time.
And I have another question. Another interesting situation that we are in, because you brought up homeless. We witnessed that homelessness downtown.
Yeah.
Is that majority, in your opinion? This is where you spent. This is your community.
Just
Is a
let me
majority-
just let me tell you, I appraised real estate for over 20 years. So I've got a lot of perspective and opinions on real estate. Now go ahead.
So, is the homelessness in Los Angeles downtown? Is that mostly drugs, or is that just people down on their luck?
I go and I've walked up San Pedro. I live about a mile and a half from Skid Row. And I walked, especially when I was running for office, did some shooting, some recording. And I would talk to these people. I would talk to the police, the LAPD, I would see doing whatever their duties are. I would talk to them and ask them, who are these people that you run into primarily? And they would always be the same two groups, mentally ill and the drug addicted.
Yep.
Mentally ill and the drug addicted.
And which came first, the drug addiction or the mental
Or the
illness?
mentally ill. And
And-
is it our society that caused all of this drug addiction anyway? People looking for some escapism because everything is so fucking hard to do. Work, get a house, go through the whole gambit of what it is to build the American dream. I could tell by talking to some of these people, they just didn't want to be part of that shit. Everybody's born into this involuntary game of Monopoly that we all have to participate in. I envy some of those people down there. They don't have a fucking care in the world. They don't have to worry about getting money. They don't have to worry about housing.
Did
nothing.
they escape the Matrix?
The Matrix.
On some low-key. Do you think that's a possibility that some people down there escaped it?
Yeah.
Kinda
We want out of this game.
I think we all do, right?
Yeah. Fuck that. And if you ask me, it doesn't even have to be like this. Basic necessities. Everybody needs shelter. Everybody needs food to eat.
Are we too selfish now? To have
I think
just
it all.
our basic needs
I think it
met?
all goes to corporate interests
Yes.
because they want us all working like the fucking worker ants while they live high in the hog luxury, making the CEOs. What's the ratio? Like 300 something to 1 that they make. Like, how much money do you need to be happy? And I say the same thing with a lot of our athletes. because a lot of them have platforms. They could be speaking out about some of this injustice in the world. But like Shaquille O'Neal, this motherfucker sells everything. He sells everything.
General insurance.
General insurance, pizzas, Ring doorbell, Gold Bond lotion, even selling boat rides on a cruise ship, boat rides.
He's got
And
gummies
I don't know who,
shaped like his face.
Yeah, I don't know
Kids
who
gummies, not the
I
kind
know,
that
I
got
eat 'em.
weed in them.
I eat them.
Yeah,
Not
Yeah.
that I eat both weed gum.
but you notice
We
you
know.
won't hear Shaq talking about like when George Floyd was murdered. You won't hear him talking about police brutality. You won't hear him talking about how many black people have to be on public assistance.
He also spends his money like water.
Yeah.
That's
But
probably why.
he's getting it in like water. You
Yeah.
know? He's selling fucking Carvana now.
You know who just doesn't give a fuck is Charles Barkley.
Oh, I love
I
Charles
do
Barkley.
too.
Anybody speaking their word and it makes sense for a society, speak your truth. We want to hear it.
And he's never one-sided. He just speaks.
No,
like,
he's just
that's just unk. You
That's
know
how
what I
it
mean? He's
should
just giving
be.
you some knowledge.
Yeah,
That's how it should
that's-
be. We
that's
just need
the
to have
beauty
ideas
of
and follow through.
Yeah, that's the beauty of the First Amendment. People can say what the fuck they want to say, and they won't be put in jail. They won't be caned or beat or put on a hitching post. Speak. That's what this country is all about. That's how the Boston Tea Party started in the Revolution. It was people complaining about the king and taxation without representation and all
Yeah,
of
and
that.
we don't have representation no more because the
No.
people that represent us,
They don't give a fuck.
you're not me.
Yeah.
You are a millionaire, and I'm a
Yeah.
shitty dude. You know what I mean?
And the
I
longer- yeah.
tell shitty jokes, and you fucking launder millions of dollars. We're not.
And the longer they stay in office, the richer they become.
It's amazing.
And the more out of touch they are, and it's just like they're making all this money and all of this crap off the backs of all of us.
Yeah, we're not being represented. We're being used.
Exactly,
Yes.
exploited.
The past 2 weeks have been very rough on different communities, racial communities. In 3 different communities. So you got the Asian community, you have the white community, and you have the African American community. With 2 different cases, one being the Rick Chow and one being the Carmelo Anthony and Austin Metcalf. On social media, you're very vocal.
Yeah.
How do you feel about this situation?
Let's start with Carmelo Anthony.
Kyle.
Kyle went to a protest with an AR-15, talking about he was protecting property. Wound up killing people. He didn't get no jail time. Here's a black kid who's defending himself from being jumped, uses a knife, kills a kid, 35 years. Equitable, fair, justice, balanced. People see that. The whole country looks at this. It's not like they're hiding it. And it's out there. Justice. All black people want is to be fucking left alone and justice. That's it. But we don't get justice. Not in these courtrooms. It's the worst place for a black man in America is a fucking courtroom.
People would say that there's other instances where the justice system has been more lenient, especially since 2020. How do you feel about people that have that opinion?
Everybody's entitled to their own opinion. But I guess in this country, we have these pendulum swings back and forth. George Floyd get murdered. Oh, you're being too hard on black people. And then if a black person murders somebody, oh yeah, we got to lock all them niggers up. I think it was. We get pendulum swings in America, but we just need fair, firm, and consistent laws.
Just
For everybody.
There was the incident with the girl that got stabbed in the neck
On the subway.
Yeah, so maybe that was.
Oh,
that was another
pendulum.
swing of the pendulum. See,
Yeah.
told y'all that's how these are.
Yeah.
And I only use the N. I never have said the N word on stage. I don't use it, but if I use it, it's going to be in its proper context.
Yes.
Just for clarification purposes. Because I call it a vile and dirty word. I hate it. I know what it stands for. I know the kind of people that use it.
Tell me about it. It seems like you're very emotionally mature. Just in general, you have everything. You're very composed, very thought out.
There's passion there. It's like
yes.
you could see. It's like a see-through wall.
Who is responsible for putting that there?
Probably my mother.
Your mother?
Yeah, because she was the type that from the South, from Mississippi, moved to the industrialized North St. Louis. But when it came time to vote, she would dress up like she was going to church. That's how hat and everything, and that's how much voting meant coming out of the civil rights movements of the '60s, and then
And a woman.
and I remember my first act of political activism was straightening out the George McGovern yard sign in our front yard because
McGovern.
she had given me that much consciousness about voting and our rights and being able to have our voice heard through voting.
Do you think that you ran as a nod to your mom?
Oh, for sure. For sure. I think anything I do politically, because she first person in our family. My sister was stabbed in middle school. Some fight over a boy, some dumb shit like that. And she joined this activist group called the Concerned Citizens of University City. And we would do things, and the kid, your mother tell you come do what they do. And I saw how that activism worked. And the lady that was president of the club ran for city council. And I was like, yeah, you got to fight. You got to constant struggle. You got to fight for anything you want. You got to fight for it. And that was my mother fighting by being politically active and in groups trying to better the community. So yeah, everything probably I do is a nod to her, just to keep that strain going.
What do you think has happened to society? Because I remember growing up, a lot of in our area, right? Like I would hang out with the brothers all the time. That was just like there was either the Mexicans or the Samoans or that was like I was brought up here.
Yeah.
And I'm a little bit of everything, so I'm like I just felt I like talking shit, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I feel more comfortable.
Well-rounded culturally.
And so I remember we would go and we would talk to different parents as you wait for them outside. And there was always like, it seemed like everybody's parent, even with the white dudes or even our Mexican dudes, like they were very wise without the internet.
Yeah.
About what was happening. Oh, a dude that is my friend, Chuck D. Like he lives in Ventura. And remember in the 70s and 80s, how did he even know this shit? There was no internet. And was he going to the library to learn? And even KRS-One, he lives in Oxnard, down the street. Both of them been here, by the way. But they talk about, it was like they were giving a message to Black Americans about what to look out for. This is what's happening in our streets. Be careful. Yeah. And that's what hip hop was at that time. It was a message to the younger generation. What has happened with the people that grew up with that knowledge, it seems like they're not spreading it. And then the kids nowadays aren't receiving. What do you think's happened?
There's a technological divide. A lot of older people, they don't want to be on the computer. Something that's totally strange to them. It's like they've lived a life, just like me. Sometimes I find myself being resistant to putting in one more damn password or remembering one more damn
same password.
This, and you can't remember
password 1234 capital P.
But I think there's a disconnect now with technology, and I think the old way it used to be, where knowledge was ascertained from the people in front of you. They would school you on shit, how it is. I know my mother was, man, about getting my first job, what not to put, what not to say, don't do. But now, everybody's getting all of their information from the internet. People don't even watch. Remember when we used to have 3 networks, ABC, CBS, and NBC? You could get the news from, what was that, Walter Cronkite? Honest, reliable, not slanted or tainted towards any political spin or
just
agenda.
Boring as fuck.
Just telling you the goddamn, telling you what you need to know.
And the newspaper.
Yeah, but it's lost. Newspapers are like a dying breed.
And
so everything
news
is
a dying breed, right?
Yeah, everything is
It's
changing.
not even news anymore.
Because you have to be
sensationalism
sensational.
And that's where in the 80s when CNN came along, and then these idiots decided they would turn it into entertainment instead of disseminating knowledge, news, facts, and data. They want it to be entertainment, and you get people like Maddow or Riley Fox, these celebrity
just know,
personalities.
yeah.
And look what's in our government now. How many of these motherfuckers came from Fox News? That's in
Hegseth,
that's in the administration.
Bongino. I'm not sure. Bongino's not.
He
anymore.
left.
Yeah,
He's like, I'm out.
This is not, yeah,
I'm
this is
going
not-
back to bullshit.
Are
Really?
you aware of him? Do you know him?
Yeah.
I like.
Okay,
Yeah.
me too.
But he knew that doing the real work of being a political figure and being responsible and being held accountable, he knew that wasn't for him. He was an entertainment guy.
When he
Sensationalizing
This
shit.
dude comes back into the podcast realm and then says, guys, listen, I know for 7 years all I've been doing is gaslighting you about Epstein files, but there's nothing to see. Asshole, right? You're fucking part of it.
And that's like you're talking about Gabby. At one point, I admired the hell out of her. She's a veteran.
What the hell?
Yeah.
He's pretty cute.
Good looking young lady, hopefully going somewhere. She kind of had that Obama about her. But then she wanted to be part of the Trump, and to me it felt like she sold her soul. Because first she was talking shit about Trump. I saw many interviews. And then all of a sudden she just kind of transitioned into wanting a job and power.
She got ostracized by her party.
Yeah.
She did before she ever even
Went
went
to
over to
Trump.
get that job.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And I think that
You think
that's
that
why
pushed
she
her?
ended it because she was also
Who else is she gonna go?
she was
I know,
kind
huh?
of center line and didn't
She
want to
was.
play the bullshit
Yeah,
either.
she
She
was-
didn't want to go and be totally sensational. Go and play those games, and because she would play those games, she got like crap.
Yeah.
And she was like, you know what? Like,
Maybe that forced her hand.
yeah, I
And
think
then
that's
so
what it did.
I just saw her do an interview on Sean Ryan. Are you aware of him? Sean Ryan show?
No.
All right. So
Is
he's
that right wing? Christian evangelicals?
God.
No, it's not that.
No?
I'm an atheist, bro. I don't.
Me too. I've
yeah,
been an atheist all my life.
I want to believe in God, but don't get me wrong.
I don't.
You don't.
Because it's not realistic. It's illogical.
let's
Doesn't
go.
make
Let's-
sense.
So
Let's
we're
do
having
this.
Let me
a.
unplug my
no,
mic
no.
here.
So I have talked about this so many times. How I'm just like I don't believe whatever. And on the 31st of July, we're having this religion show. We have a former priest coming on.
Oh, yeah.
And we're gonna talk about it.
Oh,
so
yeah.
here's my thing.
Okay.
Do you think that you're so much more special than any animal on this earth?
No, of course not.
And if you do think that way, how self-centered do you have to be to think I'm a human?
I'm the superior.
smartest.
I'm
Yeah.
at the top of the food chain.
How is that? How does that translate to a soul? I want there to be. I wanted to be a priest when I was growing up. I want there to be a God, but my one thing is I said I will submit to God if I find out who I am and where I'm from.
But first you have to identify a God or a deity.
He'll find me then.
You'll
But
find
I'm
you.
not willing to give up a life I have only once for I don't live like an asshole, but I'm not willing to give up a life I live only once to take away from moments for a maybe. Especially if I don't know who I am or where or where I came from.
Yeah, you would make a good Christian anyway because you have doubts. And they don't want you asking questions about shit. Okay? Let's just get that established. But
Relationship with God and Christianity is two different.
okay. Elaborate.
God can be in your head.
And that's where he is for most people because I never seen the motherfucker walking around. I'm just
So
saying,
your
and
mom-
can we go with black people? You want to talk about my mom and her religion?
So yeah, that's what I'm saying. Your mom's such an influence on you.
But not as it relates to religion.
Where did it go
and
wrong?
critical thinking.
Why did you?
That's the bullshit they tell us. Okay, then why are these God children slaves and these aren't? Let's just stay here in America. Let's just stay in America. God's children. God's looking out for all of us. Why would he want us to be slaves? And all that shit in the Bible, you got the slave Bible, different versions, King James version. The shit in the Bible,
Cosign slavery.
slaves, obey your masters. What the fuck is that? Who's going to say some shit like that to humans, all God's children?
But that's
If-
also in the Old Testament. So the
Okay,
Old
but it's all
Testament.
bullshit. I don't care
No,
if they
I'm
printed
with you. But also, when that was created, the Old Testament, you're talking about fucking like Egyptian times, right?
Yeah.
You know what I
Right.
mean?
Yeah, the
But they
Egyptians
brought
had the
this shit to
Hebrews.
America. They brought us here in 1619. Okay, let's go with
And before that,
1776.
it was,
We were
Irish- Irish
3/5
slaves.
3/5 of a person. Would God want that to be some of his children to only be worth 3/5 of a person?
For what?
It's illogical. It doesn't make any sense.
Just
You
because
have
it
to
is
apply
doesn't mean
critical
that's what God
thinking
wants.
to life. Critical thinking, the ability to think, trial and error, life
But
experience.
what if they? All right, so listen, you know me. I just know the Bible. Okay.
Yeah.
So we're just playing this out, right?
Okay.
Pretending I'm the believer and you're not.
Yeah.
Just so we can walk it through, right?
Yeah. Let's parse this out.
So God said, blah blah blah, free will.
yeah.
So that's the loophole there.
That's giving everybody excuse to do what the fuck they want to do, even though the Bible says
You
thou
also
shalt not kill.
got a bunch of fucking psychopaths, and you saw the bubbling of capitalism here that pushed the hand of that.
Yeah,
So what do I mean by that?
capitalism. That's a good.
You have people that were. So if slavery was happening nowadays, who would have the slaves? I would imagine top 1%, correct?
They do. We're all
Yeah,
slaves.
okay, so-
they have us now.
And this is slavery now.
This
Yeah.
goes back to the Epstein files.
no, not everything does.
Yeah.
But that's what, like, here's my thing. I love my son. I love every fucking second. I love smelling his hair. I love him farting on me. I love every second of that. And I have to go to work. My dad gets mad at me all the time. Like, he goes, I don't know why you're getting so worked up about that. It's because I go to work, I bust my fucking ass, and I break my back so I can give 40% of my money that I make to people who misspend it. And then those said people are like, oh, we need tax billionaires. Motherfucker, how just be responsible.
With the spending, be responsible with the spending, and tax the fucking billionaire. We can't have them paying like a
Taxing
effective 5% tax rate. Warren Buffett told it all. Said I should be paying way more taxes than I'm paying. But
I definitely believe that because I take advantage of tax breaks. But I'm not a billionaire.
Yeah.
And maybe a small business like mine could use those breaks, and maybe a business. So I get what you're saying. I think you know what it is? Oh, you fought for capitalism, and now you have to like backtrack it. I do still believe in capitalism.
Yeah.
I do believe
Yeah,
it.
it makes
in
sense.
the super perverted version of capitalism,
Yeah.
not how it was intended. Like true capitalism, it's actually helping out everybody. And everyone has their job, and they bring their job. In the beginning, it's like seashells and like pocket lint or whatever. But at the end of the day, it's like everybody had a job, and they were serving each other,
Right.
and nobody went without. It was community based.
Yep.
It was very social business based. And now it's
So local government failing us, huh?
the government is again using it against us. And I think that all the things that were good, they've just taken and just blown to shit. That's kind of, I know that's very dark, but
Yeah.
that's where we are.
I think that capitalism needs to be mixed with socialism. We need to have a hybrid type of civilization,
But true
and that
capitalism
involves
looks like
humanity.
socialism.
Where you have to care about people. And in this capitalist society bullshit we got going, they don't give a fuck about nobody but making more
Right.
and more money.
I think. All right, this is
Right,
the
so
only
go back to basics.
the last like
Trade and bartering, I think that
I'm
probably
down for
worked.
that shit, honestly.
that'll be fun, huh? Do
Yeah.
that. That's how I run
Shit,
business.
if you can fix
He's
my
like, I bought
pipes,
a
I'll
cow and 3 eggs.
I'll
when I
fix
saw
your
someone's
car.
boob.
That's how I do, and we're so connected now too. So we can find somebody who needs something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Great.
internet.
A barter app.
Yeah,
Why don't you make that?
boy.
My dumbass can't do it. for sure.
Don't worry, some little rich white kid from the suburbs. So
Hopefully.
figure that shit out.
Come on, Chad, get it going.
Come
dude.
on.
Chad.
Come on, Kyle. What are you doing?
All right.
Logan?
The world's waiting on you to become a billionaire.
Hold on, where were we at?
You were talking about religion, and you went on a tangent
yeah, I
about
did.
stealing
yeah.
your kid's hair and
All
farting
right,
on
so religion, right? Like because we're giving away our time, and you're saying slavery,
you.
and so and why would God allow like my son to go without?
Doesn't
And
make
so
sense.
I feel that like
Makes no sense. You have a certain group of people suffering, going through all kind of barbaric acts, experimental medical practices, selling children away from their parents, breaking up families for financial gain, but to get money from for slaves. We had the breeding farms, all the stories about gator bait. It's true, throwing infants into the water and letting them get eaten up by alligators. I mean,
here.
that's Florida. That was
Yeah, here with all the gators in our
No,
house.
no shit, America.
here in America. It was Florida. Florida.
That's not really America.
Yeah.
All weird shit happens.
Yeah, we want to start jettison states. Let's go with Texas next.
You're not a fan?
Not a fan of Texas. Not a fan of Florida.
What is, for one, Florida's dope. I'm gonna have to push back now.
Yeah, well,
And
I have no interest in Disney World or none of
okay.
that.
I guess
about
Sports,
that?
fishing, Cubans,
Bath salts,
Oh, women?
Cuban.
Yeah.
scars.
A lot of
Or women.
immigrants. Do you remember the flotilla they had? I was in high school, about 77.
The alien
When
Gonzalez.
they let all the Cubans come up. They just gave them a free pass. If you want to come to America, they call it the wet foot. No, yeah, wet foot. If you can get out of water and put your foot on America, you can be a citizen.
This is
You
a
guys
Clinton
remember?
thing?
This was in the 70s, Cuba. The flotilla,
Oh, because they end up doing a.
kind of like an amnesty
Yeah,
because so
'cause
many
they shut
people
them down?
were- yeah,
They shut down their trading and everything.
yeah.
And
Embargo.
do you know that
embargo.
they have? There's a guy. I was watching a podcast and he was like, "Yeah, it was that John, whatever, that former CIA guy that went away for like they set him up." And so he was saying like, "Yeah, we were there. I was there for 2 months and we had to eat sweet potatoes every fucking day." So they
Yeah.
had to just sweet potatoes.
Yeah.
And he was like, "Do we have anything else to eat?" He goes, "Oh no, we have a bunch of sweet potatoes." He goes, "But if you want, we can have squash in 2 months."
Yeah. Yeah.
Man,
Hey, those embargoes hurt.
I know. And I guess that's the next. Are you aware of what's happening? This is the next thing that Trump has his eye on is Cuba.
Cuba, yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
He's trying to lock down.
He had it
this
before they couldn't get
hemisphere.
fuel for a while. I don't know if he lifted that or not, but I haven't heard much about it.
I've heard nothing about
But yeah, they were hurting pretty bad there for a while because they cooked with heating oil and all kinds of utilitarian purposes for fuel.
it. Yeah, I don't know, man.
But yeah,
I see what he's trying to do. He's trying to lock down the entire hemisphere so they don't have to worry about.
Yeah,
Middle
and I
East.
think he thinks he's entitled to this because they are in our sphere of influence, and like whole North America, South America is all kind of supposed to be politically aligned with one another instead of letting them be sovereign nations, which they are. Why do white people think they have to rule the fucking world? And I don't mean no offense, but
I'm
but
white.
why do they feel like they have to run every fucking thing? Everything. They
It's
got to be
fun
part
to
of
have
it.
your hands in all
They
the
got to
cookie jars.
capitalize off of it. They have to benefit from it.
I feel that, and it's frustrating as fuck. It's like,
Yeah,
let's
let's
go a
just-
couple steps without trying to conquer.
Yeah, let's just all fucking be here and be Americans at the same time.
Whatever happened to that one world government that they were trying to talk that?
They're still talking about.
Yeah, it's just a concept of a plan. Like the rest of his shit he put forth.
Oh, no, this is before them, right?
Yeah,
This is
long
before
before.
him.
Yeah,
This
The
is
one world, the new world order.
Yeah.
order. This shining city on a hill. That's what Reagan was bringing. Shining city on a hill.
And is that safe for us to do that?
Bush was really about it.
Yeah.
A one world government?
Is it
Remember?
safe?
Yeah.
You mean would we all be free? I don't think so.
Nah, that ain't.
That's
I
just
don't
like
think
having a
so.
rule. They're
That
just
ain't
instead
gonna
of having a
I mean, as fun as everything's
kingdom,
looking with
New
the World
world
Cup
new
right
world
now out
order.
here and everyone getting excited and eating barbecue, I could see how we could all buy yacht out. But yeah,
Nah,
I don't think we
don't
could all
see it.
play nice in the sandbox.
Yeah.
We need to have our space.
Yeah.
because if you notice that there is like when there's different mindset from people that are in the city versus out of the city. If you are in wide areas, you tend to go more with conservative values.
Conservative. Yeah. Yeah. That's
And then with the closer you are,
proximity.
you mostly have democratic values.
Yeah.
And because you want to help each other out.
And you do know that this is why Trump tries to demonize all of our cities. He does that. He just to create more division between the people who live in the rural areas and the cities. Because if you let him tell it, oh, Chicago, and they've been going at that for years on Fox.
But
Oh, the murder
Chicago-
rate in Chicago.
You don't
Oh,
agree to that? You don't think that murder rate is like that?
it's atrocious. But
It's
how
just-
did we get there? How did we get there? How did we get with these hyper segregated communities of black people with limited resources, all living in this jungle atmosphere where survival at all costs? It was redlining that supposedly they stopped in 1968, but we didn't have much choice but to live in these areas with no economic tax base to support the infrastructure, the schools, the teachers, higher education.
Do you think that's the problem?
Yes, that is a problem. The worst thing this country could have did was segregated us.
Now,
Now,
is that you believe that led to that
it's
problem?
still, the ghettos are still there. Richest nation in the country. Why do we still have ghettos? Why do we still have ghettos?
They're trying to build a prison.
Well,
Sorry,
they-
I'm quoting System of a Down, but it's like
Okay, so I don't.
We got bombs, man. We got money
Okay,
to pay billions and billions of dollars for bombing and killing
But
other people.
If you just
but we have
If you
people that can't
throw-
afford bread.
or insulin.
Oh gosh.
if
Man.
you throw money in that at a problem, you don't think that it's just going to be absorbed by the politicians?
It goes back to accountability. Hold the people who have the purse strings, like Congress, House of Representatives, hold them accountable for the spending. Full accountability. Where is the money going?
and
Blockchain.
that's it. Just blockchain. We have to do blockchain. It's the only thing
Whatever
that
it
makes
takes,
sense.
by any means necessary. Count the fucking money.
So
And then
for those
you need
that
to
don't,
create need, and that then begins to build Maslow's rule of hierarchy. So
No, but I probably heard about it before.
there's this like pyramid, this triangle, and at the bottom, look it up, so that I'm not saying the wrong shit. But at the bottom, you've got your basic needs, and your basic needs is security, like in food and water and air and like a roof over your head and that sort of stuff.
role of hierarchy.
Rule of hierarchy, Maslow, Masllow or AOW. I'm sure it's got spell check. They're gonna be like, this
Yeah,
motherfucker maybe got it.
It'll
like
get you close enough.
It'll show you a triangle or a pyramid, and it has 5 stages of self-actualization. And if you are missing any of those stages at the bottom, you can't be a whole person. You're not going to know who you fully are. So this is on a social level, and it's also a psychological level. And so if you want your communities to be healthy, you need to, as a government, in the very least, be able to protect them. So upholding the law, and also make it so that they're not impoverished. And so there has to be a balance between the two. And if any one of those is out of balance, you're just going to have complete chaos, and your people as individuals aren't going to know who they are. Your communities aren't going to know who they are, and then you just have chaos.
Yeah. When you
I gotta
agree
pull
that
up-
America is a pyramid scheme,
Not a pyramid
America's
scheme.
a pyramid game.
It's a game.
It is a
It's
game.
a game. And the immigrants that
people
come in
are-
at the bottom are necessary to keep the bottom row of the pyramid game going. And it pushes other people up to the top. This whole capitalistic America is a pyramid game to me.
Let me read this from
So at the
bottom
bottom,
upward. Okay,
so step 1,
is self-actualization.
No, the bottom would be the bottom. So what's the bottom?
Self-actualization. The first tier is psychological. Food, water, sleep, shelter.
Yep.
Number 2
Basics.
is safety. Safety would be security, stability, health, and protection. Number 3 is love and belonging. Family, friendship, intimacy, community. Esteem, respect, confidence, achievement, recognition. And number 5, self-actualization. Reaching your potential and becoming who you're capable.
That works on a society level. So if you are missing any of those things, you can't ever get to the top. And it's almost like the government, and weird that I'm the one that's saying this, but it's almost like the government is just there, like dangling this carrot, and they don't ever actually. They keep people in this constant need, this crisis situation where it's like, I need this, instead of what's the whole like teach a man to fish situation. And so the money goes towards all of these crises, and it never actually goes toward, let me show you how to be secure in you so that you could then take this and be the best possible you could be. It sounds very like woo woo, but
But just this alone, like, I should do this with my
personally,
children,
yes,
with my wife,
yes,
with my relationships. This
yes,
is how I should observe
yes,
them.
Structure.
yes.
Yeah.
It's structure, and it's like the basic stuff. So if people can't afford bread and they're constantly in survival mode because they can't afford freaking bread, and then by means of not being able to afford bread, they're always looking over their shoulder, or they have to do things that might potentially lead to criminal activities or something like that, then they don't
Or
have that
affects your
protection.
number.
The safety part
Yeah.
gets messed up.
Yeah.
And so and then nobody respects you. And so that putting people into these pockets where it's just bullshit, like what he was talking about, where it's
Right.
like, we're in these cities, this is positive feedback loop that is constantly just feeding back to the bullshit, where it's like, I am just never catching up. I am never going to have
Yeah.
security. I am never going to have this. And what's crazy on top of it is that the way the government is set up, the education system and the prison system are hand in hand. So if you are taking money, if you're putting money into the prison system, you are not putting money into the education system. And the individuals that, especially when they're in impoverished communities or rural communities, or where they have one single parent who's working all the time, who isn't there to help that security, that belonging, that this is who you are, this is where we are. They're trying to make ends meet and they can't. You are putting your kids in a situation to do worse than you. Like, it is our job as parents that I want my kids to not do as good as me. I am a failing parent if I say I want you to be as good as me. No, I want you to be better than me. My job is to make sure you do better than I ever did. And a lot of us parents sometimes make mistakes by looking at things that way, because we try to give our kids stuff that we didn't have instead of showing them how to work for it. But at the end of the day, when you have kids in those situations, they don't ever get a chance at an education that will give them a different road. They only have a chance at prison because
Mhm.
of the way that community is set up. And I do think that the government does keep us, that individuals, under their
I want to actually piggyback on what you're saying, because Steve, you mentioned the '94 crime bill, and if you notice what was happening in the '80s
That
prior to
Biden
this,
wrote.
in the '80s, our government, like you're saying, the thumb, they went into poor neighborhoods, they started selling crack,
yes.
Yeah. Oh, that was Reagan.
and then after that, they went in the '90s, they went to poor neighborhoods, started selling heroin, and then they used this money for black projects. Black project meaning, like foes or secret weapons, shit like that.
Dark Project.
Dark project, yeah. Sorry. And
Racist.
Let's go label everything negative, bad, black. This motherfucker black.
so then they use that, and they constantly go and attack these neighborhoods. In those neighborhoods, predominantly black.
Yeah. We weren't designed to win.
And because you see the same problems with people in those neighborhoods. It doesn't matter, black, white, whatever. It's just more of that neighborhood. And then, so that bred fathers being incarcerated.
Yep.
Yeah.
Mothers
And then
raising
Planned Parenthood
child.
also piggybacked off of all of that as well.
Yes.
Margaret Sanger, like she was super freaking racist, super racist, and
Her
they
whole mission statement for creating Planned Parenthood was to get rid of
Black babies.
babies.
Yeah.
And said it
Right out
openly.
there. It was damn near their mission statement.
It's pretty much abundantly
It's crazy.
clear.
And then they have these poor neighborhoods where there aren't fathers because they're incarcerated, and they're telling mothers, oh, the kids that you do have, you want to be able to feed them. We're going to come in and we're going to sterilize you. And they're going into and so these
Mhm.
women, I need to make money, so I have no choice. And it's just, and all of it was just lab rats. And it's just, there's definitely stuff that is just, man, like we should have been doing so much better than we were doing. Like that's definitely one of those things that's just,
But
man,
what is the reason?
so
Like,
shitty.
what is it to even make more money off of these people, or is it to,
I think it's to control a narrative for
I
the
think
future.
it's-
or
I
maybe
think
to
a lot
hold
of it
them
has-
on for political gain?
I think that
Uh-huh.
ended up being what it was, but I definitely, I think
it
it's
was
just,
more of a control
Yeah.
issue. If you have a superiority complex, you want to frame the narrative to stay right there in that space. You don't want anybody else to come up and come somehow be equal to you. Who wants that? If everything is predicated on me being a superior race. And that's what it is in America. People need to stop the bullshit, quit playing all of these games. That's why white people want to control every damn thing, because they
Not all
think they're
white people.
entitled. It's
Hold
their
on.
God-given right
it's
to
just a
be
little bit less
on
melanin.
top.
All right, so I got a question. One of the things that I've encountered recently is you have a lot of these low-level people, Chud the Builder, like these people.
Yeah, he's going to
These
jail.
people.
For sure. And then you have that group of people, and they're just low IQ people, don't really. But then you see the guides open up when you look into these Epstein files. You actually see people talking about superior race
Yeah.
and believing it and ruling the world based on it.
Which is
You don't
so
think
actually
that's
weak.
been in our government since day one?
Yes.
Those people aren't
all governments
white.
are based off that.
But this is the only evidence we have.
Are you talking about Clarence Thomas?
No. I'm
Okay.
talking, no, the people that are in the files that are talking supremacy
Okay.
are Jewish people.
You know what? Yeah. To
Percent.
me, in the African American community, and I think Whoopi Goldberg got in trouble with it, ain't no difference between Jews and white people.
There is so much a difference. You got people
One
that
is a
want
the-
to
one
commit fucking a
theocracy.
genocide on a whole group of people, and then you have
Oh, how many think in the transatlantic slave trade? How many you think there might have been a genocide there with slaves, ships not making, or slaves being thrown overboard? How many tens of thousands,
and how many,
hundreds of thousands that didn't even make it to slavery? You know you're having a bad day when you don't even make it to slavery.
and what percentage of those boats were Jews owned boats?
A lot of them.
Yeah, okay. Just making
A
sure.
lot of them. And one of those boats were actually named the good ship Jesus, one of the first slave ships.
Sounds about right.
Yeah.
Jesus wanted it.
That's right. He had a vested
Then it
interest.
wouldn't be Jewish because Jews fucking killed him too. So
Yeah, I know. They kill everybody.
I want blame spread out.
Yeah.
Blame needs to be spread
Evenly
I'm Jewish,
distributed.
too. Yeah, we need to be evenly.
Yeah.
When
Humanity. That's why we have history books.
and then these people go under the radar and then start murdering people, and I don't know, dude. Maybe I'm coming off very anti-Semitic right now. I'm a Semite, so we can just scratch that bullshit right there. I'm just
Yeah.
when I see an injustice, I was born in the '80s, man.
Yeah.
He-Man, Hulk Hogan, those are like Undercats. I always wanted to be Leonardo or He-Man, or I always wanted to be
Want to
Lionel.
be on the right side of
Yes.
justice.
And I look at everything I do as the '80s superhero versus the '80s villain.
what a nerd.
I am.
Hey, you have to pick up these characteristics and traits of humanity from somewhere. If you got it during cartoons in the 80s, fine. I'm
I don't
good
even
with
think
that.
we have that no more. We don't have a moral. If you notice, like all the cartoons, you're a mom. They're
Yeah.
like everyone's retarded or
They're
something.
pretty remedial.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're so
Special needs.
no, not that. Like
You don't
have to
it's
think.
nothing.
Yeah.
Yes.
No
No.
meaning, no,
There's no at the end.
translation of a value or anything.
At the end of Dennis the Menace, right? Dennis the Menace always learned a lesson, like not to fuck with Mr. Wilson. Like,
You're-
he's a
Yeah.
good dude.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
There's
Like,
no moral of
Andy
the story.
always taught Opie something.
yes.
Yes.
There's always a lesson at the end of everything.
Yeah, the moral of the story is
Yeah.
There's no morals
Now it's
or
nothing.
stories.
Yes. What the
Look
hell
at
am I
this
watching?
anime.
Brain rot.
That's it.
She's so hot. Oh my lord!
Shit.
Is there anything we missed?
Oh, we can. There's other topics that could be brought up.
I would definitely. I want to chat you up about something.
Yeah.
I think you're
Feel
perfect for
free.
something.
Open book,
On
man. I'm
camera?
an open book.
No, dude, we can do it off camera.
Got nothing to hide.
I don't care either way.
Oh,
I'm an open book. I ain't
Oh, yeah.
nothing to hide. You ask me anything.
where can people find you?
In L.A., close proximity to Skid Row. No, I got a Instagram, Steve Hill Comic _ I still got my Steve Hill Facebook, Steve Hill TikTok, Steve Hill Congress. I'm on the social medias, even though I try to resist it most of the time.
You,
But
watch
I'm
football?
performing. I'm performing all over L.A.
What's your
Most of
next
the
show?
time at the Ice House, Flappers in Burbank, Comedy Store, Improv in Melrose. Just doing comedy. Not trying to become a rich, successful comedian, but
Just
more
doing your
or
art.
less just putting a message out using humor as a conduit to reach stupid people.
Me. Yeah. Oh, Steve
shit.
Hill. What's there to say that hasn't been said? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Got a
Sure,
few
there's some
ideas.
things we haven't touched on.
And it will definitely. I have an idea. I'm gonna hit you up after this.
Okay.
After you get off here.
Okay.
What'd you learn
About him?
about anything?
This is fun.
There's a-
I like that we can spitball it and people aren't getting offended and it's
Just sharing ideas.
this is the
Yeah,
way it's
this
supposed
is an interchange
to be.
of ideas, and
This is
it
the
should
way
be
it's supposed
civil.
to be, and I hate getting into rooms where it's like everybody's looking for that gotcha on everybody else.
Yes.
And when I first met you, I was like,
Oh, I'm that guy.
no. When I first met Steve, I was like, it's funny because we immediately came back and talked about you too, Steve. And it's like,
Mhm.
I was like, what's up with that dude? He immediately made an impression. And
Talked about everyone we met there,
yeah,
And the
yeah,
week
we
after.
did. We did.
or
And-
everyone. An impression.
And I liked that when I met you that I kind of knocked you off your guard a little bit too. And it was just kind of being able to just be real with someone and not be taken. I want to be taken seriously, but I don't want to be taken like so seriously because it's like we're all just people and we're all like seeing
Yeah.
things as they are, and we all have needs that need to be met, and it's just good to try and meet them. And I felt that you were about that when I first met you, and I don't know, this is pretty exciting. And I told the guys, I was like, all right, you gotta bring him on. I think that'd be good. I think he brings some good ideas and thoughts to California because that's what we need. And you have all these people. What I liked about that event was you could tell who gave a crap. You could
Yeah.
tell who gave a crap
Yeah.
there by the way they presented themselves, what they had to say, and there was so much more intelligence in the room where there's people where nobody. And I'm like, this is a damn shame because this is what California, this is what America needs to be seeing. Are these minds? Are the people that are like, I've been scraping the barrel, and how come I have more answers than this motherfucker at the top? It shouldn't happen that way. And it's funny, not funny, Kismet, that you were talking about how everyone needs to get a voucher. And I had a conversation 2 different times that I've been on here talking with them. People just need to have up to $5 and they could give it to the candidate that they want. And everyone gets a fair shake of the ideas they're sharing. And if they want to put their own money towards it, that's fine. But the public interest and the corporate interest and the
It's
lobbying,
gotta end.
it needs to
Gotta
end.
stop.
It has to stop.
And I love unions. Don't get me wrong.
Oh, I
was-
can't do
I was
unions though.
Part of the.
Better not say that shit.
I was
I
part
know.
of the
Well,
CCPOA.
It's because
cut
they
this
take
out.
advantage of shit.
Yeah,
They're really
they
running
are.
California.
They are an advocacy group,
They are, but they also
and if you guys knew
small
how many,
businesses and this little person, they keep the little people down also at the same time because they're taking from corporate interests so that they can then turn around and put it back, and it actually takes small businesses out. As someone who's teaching and doing workforce development, they're like, oh, we really like what you're doing, but you have to sign over all your rights. We need your IP. We want this. And then if they find out that I'm teaching my shit to people, they're going to turn around and sue me for it. Instead of, why can't you just come together and make something great together? It's like they have to monopolize it. And that's something that I'm like, nah. In Ventura
White
County,
people.
it does not work. It works in LA County, but in Ventura County, this is mom and pop shit. It does not work here. And this is as a
Yeah.
woman who grew up in LA.
Dude, they're trying to freaking L.A. Ventura.
The union.
Everybody. They're
everybody,
just bringing everybody from out there over here. And then you have people and the.
You feel like you're being invaded?
I do. We need to
does.
build a wall.
It's
Build a wall around Ventura.
Okay,
County.
now
Build
you
a
know.
wall.
Now
Yeah.
you know Trump supporters. Okay.
Dude, but they're all right. So they're saying they are coming over here, and then they're changing the rules to better fit them.
Yeah.
And then
And it's
they
fucking
are
up with our
complaining-
grassroots fucking organic shit over here.
Yes, and then they're buying out. So Scientology just bought out a big old lot.
I knew we were going down the
Like,
shitter when
what the-
Scientology went up. I was like, God
Scientology.
damn it.
And then,
But they're
like,
never there.
all these mom and pop stores that died during COVID got bought up by chains.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that
Yeah.
is our bread and butter.
Yeah.
We are a community. We help each other out. We
Yeah.
trade. This
Mhm.
is how I got my business going. I trade. Hey, guess what? You want to be in a magazine? All right, I'll give you an ad. Let me do a show here. Okay, cool. Trade. Boom.
Most of the nation's fruits and vegetables are grown in Ventura in the Central Coast.
Yeah.
And it's just crazy to me. And so it's like, we are rural. It's funny because after growing up in LA and then meeting people that think they're hard in Oxnard, I'm like, shut the
yeah.
fuck
Yeah.
up.
Yeah, they
Shut
do
up.
the thing.
I've grown up with
They do the
people-
same thing in Palmdale.
Exactly. It's stop.
They-
Stop. Just because you came out here to be closer to your baby daddy. Stop it. Like, really knock it off. I actually grew up part of my life in Palm. So
Ugh,
I
then you know.
I got kicked out.
Oh no! Not out of Desert Christian.
Of course I did. And,
Wow.
and yeah, I went to Fort Hill High and I went to AB High.
The Rebels. You know they changed their name from the Rebels, right? To
To
be
what?
politically correct, they're not the Rebels no more.
Oh, what are they?
I don't know, but they're not the Rebels. I
Something
know
gay?
that.
It is the Democrats.
They're now the
Yeah.
Democrats. Extra gay.
Yeah, I can laugh at that because I'm not a Democrat.
I'm not
Yeah.
either. We're good.
I'm
We're
a-
a Republican. So
yeah,
thank
no,
you.
no party preference for me.
Yeah, same.
I like my independence.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
me
like
too.
to think
I
for
want to
myself.
think. I don't need someone to tell me
Yes.
how to
Yeah,
vote
don't tell me how to think, vote, feel, none of that shit.
at all.
I can do it by myself.
Yeah. Yeah, I've had people walk up to me and they're like, they see my nose ring and they're like, oh, not a Republican. I'm like, so what? What am I? What am I if I have a nose ring?
Oh, Democrat.
And I'm like, it's not in the septum, though that's what I wanted. Like, so no, it's just this judging based on how everybody looks. Like, okay, you have to fit into this box, and I think
Right.
that's just crap. And it's like voting based on boxes and policy based on boxes, and you're not getting anywhere. You're taxing the shit out of us, and you're not getting anywhere. And nobody knows how to. Nobody learns anything. Nobody gets to do anything. We're just stuck in this time suck, and we just need to do better. I can't even. But
Well,
yeah, that's
like
what I
what-
liked about you when I first met you. Is
I
that,
like what you said. Hope.
yeah,
Hope. That's
And-
what we all need. I
and
mean,
that's-
preachers are nothing more than hope merchants. Make you feel good on Sunday. Motivational speakers. That's
I think Hope
gives
Merchant
people
is
hope.
a great name. Almost sounds like a punk band.
the
maybe an
hope
emo punk?
merchants live.
I don't know that. I guess it's not a bad thing though. I
Oh
mean,
man, that's how Obama got elected. He had a poster with one word on it: hope.
oh, it was Hope.
Yeah, it was hope and
It was
change.
hope.
They did some variations,
They
but
did some
mostly it
variations.
was hope.
I made a shirt of my dad, like the Obama one, that humanitarian at the bottom.
Yeah,
I just a fuck with it.
I consider myself a humanist, pro-human. Anything good for humans, I'm for that.
I am too.
My kids are humans.
I'm all for the human.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you, dude. Thank you so much.
Oh man, thank you.
And,
It's been a fun exchange of ideas and opinions,
And I fucking loved it.
civilly.
Yeah.
Beautiful. That's how you communicate. That's how you have an effective path of communication where you can sit down and talk without becoming enraged or
hating
having
somebody
built up
for it.
animosity. No, you don't need none of that shit in a conversation.
They're wild out here. The Democrats are super Democratic.
Wow.
Yeah.
And that's just another part of
Like
being
if you don't
an extremist.
agree, if you're not with them, you're against them. That's
Yeah.
how it is.
Yes, it's very
Yeah.
hardcore. I actually got most of my signatures. I actually crossed the picket line, and I was like, change, and I was like, sign this. I'm running for governor. And they like signed all, like they signing it down, and they're like, yeah. And this one lady goes, I was like, no party preference. She goes, oh, I'm truly blue. I won't sign it, but you should come to this, and we're bringing the party. I'm like, holy fuck. I was like, okay, good for you.
Give them an inch and
I'm
take
like,
a mile.
thank you,
huh?
Yeah.
thank you. Sign it, please. Let's, yeah.
You went from no party preference to communist super
I know.
Yeah,
fast.
that's what
I
she
know.
was saying.
Skipped over Democratic,
yeah.
Yeah.
you say.
socialist.
Yeah, yeah.
All
next
that.
I walked out there. I'm kidding. Like, it was just It was crazy. It was crazy, but it was kind of like
All right.
Yeah.
Fade to black. The crowd goes ape shit. You're out of here. As
Yay.
they say in Canada, peace out.
Peace.